Hello everyone and welcome to Motorcyclegear.com. Today we're taking a look at the brand new C-1 Air pants and jacket from Alpinestars. Brand new for spring 2025, the C-1 Air pants and jacket from Alpinestars are a part of their city line and are designed for commuting, urban riding, as well as touring. With a simple and lightweight construction, both the pants and jacket are going to be very breathable and comfortable. Starting with the jacket, available colors are silver, black, blue, khaki, and sand. The C-1 Air jacket is available in a wide range of sizes, ranging from extra small all the way to 5XL. Now keep in mind, in Alpinestars, at roughly 6 foot, 215 pounds, I normally wear a size extra large. Here I do have on a size extra large, and it does fit me as I would expect it to. But I will say this, knowing that it's Alpinestars and knowing that it's a bit of a sport cut, it does fit a little bit on the tighter side. So my general advice here would be to get whatever size you normally wear in Alpinestars or in other major European brands, and to possibly go one size up if you find yourself in between sizes. Let's start off with the front. Overall construction is a combination of tech mesh. You will see mesh here in the main areas on the front as well as on the back. There is also 450D poly fabric. That's going to basically be everything that isn't mesh. This combination is going to yield a CE single A rating. Jumping in from the top here, we do have a soft and comfortable collar. I do like how it feels. And then here on the left side of the chest, or the top part of the chest, we do have an Alpinestars logo. This is going to be sort of a raised vinyl, maybe a rubber, kind of a pressed on piece here. I do like that it's kind of a dark gray or a flat black on black, so it's pretty stealthy, but it does look pretty good. Making our way to the middle here, we have the main zipper. Pretty standard stuff here, pretty minimal. Basic zipper, no cover here. Speaking of no cover, no strap, no button, just a straight zipper. Now, this does annoy me a little bit. Yes, the zipper does look good. It has a really cool little A-Stars logo here, and it does have a pretty decent sized pull tab, but what annoys me about it is that the zipper actually touches right to my neck. So this might not bother everybody, but for me it's kind of annoying to have this kind of irritating your neck. It's nice to have some sort of a cover or some sort of a flap, but again, just the way it is here. And then continuing down the zipper to the bottom of the jacket here, you will notice at the bottom of the zipper there isn't any sort of a cover or flap. So what this can possibly do is lead to scratches on your fuel tank. I do like seeing sport jackets that have a cover down here, especially because of the sport bike. You are going to be leaning forward, so there is more of a chance of you being against that fuel tank and potentially scratching it. But with that said, let's move on to some pockets. We do have two pockets here in the front. Cool zipper pull tabs again with the little mini A-Stars logos. Go ahead and unzip the pockets, and they are basically your regular hand warmer style pockets. Now they are pretty large. My hands do go from the bottom to the top here, but they're not super deep, so pretty much my hands fit in pretty regularly. They're not overly, big pockets, but a good size. For reference, I do wear a size large glove, so that does give you a rough idea of how big they are. So as you saw, a fairly minimal and straightforward front of the jacket, and then as we make our way to the side here, it's kind of that same straightforward and minimal theme. I think that's kind of the whole point of this C-1 Air setup, is to keep it straightforward and minimal. Now looking at the side here, we do have adjusters for the waist. Again, very simple Velcro strap, tighten or loosen depending on what you need. And then as we look at the sleeve, you'll have the same strap on the cuff here. Again, tighten or loosen as you see fit. A lot more mesh here on the inside of the arm, continuing that airflow. And then on the bicep here, you are going to have a button tab, two different settings, tighter or looser, depending on what you need. Now, what I do like about these little tabs here, really nice little Alpinestars logo. You've kind of seen this throughout all the different zipper tabs. Also here on the button tab, very subtle, but still good looking and kind of included pretty much everywhere. I gotta say, overall, it's a very simple and straightforward jacket. I know I've said that a couple of times already, but a really clean and minimal design, especially by Alpinestars standards. Normally there's a lot of colors or logos or things like that. Very clean and simple here, so I do think that it looks good. Let's go ahead and jump over to the back. You're going to have a whole lot of tech mesh back here. This massive panel, again, a whole lot of airflow. Once again, a very subtle and clean A-Stars logo. Again, that kind of raised vinyl material that we saw on the front. Again, pointing this out, very minimal, very clean, very simple. I do like the look. And then as we kind of move down the jacket, you will notice a big panel here. It is going to be an extended back. Again, this is a sport jacket, so as you are leaning forward, as you are in that tucked position, you do get that extra back coverage, so I do like to see that. My only major complaint here, the only thing that I think it's missing on the back of this jacket, is I didn't notice or didn't find any reflective material. I do think that is a miss. The A-Stars logo up top could have been reflective. A stripe down here is something. Just something to add that extra, nighttime or low light visibility would have been a nice touch. So again, I do believe that is a miss here on the back of the C-1 Air. All right, so making our way to the inside, the simple yet effective design choices continue. We do have a traditional mesh liner on the inside. This promotes that breathability and comfort. In that mesh liner, we do have a Velcro opening right here. This is going to be where that optional back protector goes in. You can do a level 1 or a level 2 depending on what you prefer. And then speaking of armor, you do also get armor here. It is going to be included in the shoulders and in the elbows. Very simple pocket here, again, Velcro. It does open up, and we'll go ahead and pull it out. I'll pull out the shoulder because it's easier to get to, but the elbow armor is exactly the same. This is going to be level 1, T+, T-, so it is tested for both hot and cold temperatures. And it is going to be Alpinestars Nucleon Flex Plus, which is a great armor in my opinion for especially urban commuting and city riding, because you get a whole lot of airflow, as you guys can see here throughout, and it's very flexible, very light, very easy to live with, so good armor included. Moving on from there, we do get 2 pockets. Again, very simple. Only 2 pockets total. One is going to be a simple mesh pocket about the size of my hand. Again, I do wear a size large glove for reference. The closure is a simple single Velcro strap. On the flip side, same size pocket. The difference, however, is it does actually have a zipper, and it is going to be a waterproof pocket. So if you do want to put some electronics in here, for example, maybe your phone, that's where that waterproof comes in handy. As far as pocket size, my iPhone 15 Pro Max fits in. I honestly got enough room for a second one, so plenty of space inside that pocket. And then last but not least, at the bottom of the jacket, you do get some connection here with the jeans loop hooks. They are kind of stretchy and elastic, which is nice and convenient. Now, my only complaint here is there is not a connection zipper. I would love to see at least a short one, if not a long one, since there's obviously a C-1 Air pants and jacket. And then last but not least, we do have the CE tag here. Once again, it is going to be a single A rating. All right, so now that we've taken a look at the jacket, let's go ahead and take a look at the pants. Unlike the jacket, the pants only come in one color, and that is going to be an all black option. As far as sizing, they come in sizes from small to 5XL. Now, here's the thing about sizing. With me wearing an extra large jacket, you would think that I would wear an extra large pant. Well, here's the problem. From a waist standpoint, they were actually really tight. In fact, they were uncomfortably tight to where I think I'm more of a 2XL. But from a length standpoint, they were too long. About an inch, inch and a half too long, so definitely not a 2XL from that perspective. As you can see, the issue is the waist and the length don't exactly correlate to fit me. I think the issue here is that Alpinestars makes pants for people that are taller and slimmer in build, so if you are a bit shorter or have shorter legs or have a bit of a belly, you might have a hard time finding a size where the waist and the length correlate properly. Let's go ahead and jump into some of the details. Like the jacket, the pants are primarily made out of a combination of tech mesh as well as 450D poly fabric. Again, this does yield a CE single A rating, just like the jacket. Now, starting at the closure, we do have a simple button setup right here. Again, just like on the jacket, a nice subtle touch on the A-Stars logo here. There is going to be a second button on the inside, so you basically get 2 buttons. Really helps keep the pants nice and secure. And then you do have a basic standard zipper. Again, nice pull tab like on the jacket with a small subtle A-Stars logo. Really kind of a cool theme here of a subtle but clean design. I do like it quite a bit. On the zipper here, again, covered over with the buttons, one here and one here. And then you'll also notice there are jeans loops. This is going to be great for connecting to the jacket, as the jacket does have the loop hooks on the inside. Now, again, I would have loved to have seen a short connection zipper, maybe even a long one, but that'll have to do. And then from here we are going to have two standard zipper pockets here. Again, same nice zipper tabs. They're pretty good size. They're about the size of my hand. My hands kind of barely fit in there. Again, size large gloves for reference. I do kind of wish they were a little bit bigger, but pretty standard stuff here, so they do work. And then as we make our way down the pant legs here, you will notice there are some overlays on the knees. This is going to be that 450D poly fabric. This will give you some additional protection against abrasion. And speaking of protection, there is included knee armor. It is going to be level 1 armor, Alpinestars Nucleon Flex Plus. Again, similar to the armor inside the jacket as far as being very flexible and very breathable. One nice note about the knee armor is there is actually an adjustment on the pocket, 3 different Velcro sections that way you can actually adjust the armor to 3 different heights. So depending on how the pants fit you, you have the option to move the armor up and down to make sure they're positioned correctly on your knees. Now looking at the left hand side, you do get a Alpinestars logo here. Again, kind of similar to the jacket and other parts of the pants. It's more of like a raised vinyl rubber thing. Not really quite sure what the material is, but it looks kind of like a raised vinyl. Really nice subtle look and design. Kind of a dark gray or a flat black on top of black. Again, looks really good and is rather nice and simple. At the bottom of the pant leg, at the very bottom, there isn't any sort of an opening or anything. It's just all mesh. Very straightforward and simple. And then one last thing to note on armor, you will notice that hip armor is not included, which is really not a surprise here, as hip armor is not necessary to pass the CE single A rating. And obviously that helps Alpinestars hit their price point goal. So, you know, in this kind of a pant or in this style of a pant, it's no surprise that it's not included. But what is nice is they do include a pocket here where the hip armor would go. So if you do decide that you want to get your own armor, you definitely can buy that separately and it'll fit in here just fine. Alright, so jumping to the back of the pants here, you will notice only a couple of things. Again, a very simple and clean design, not a whole lot going on. One, you do have another Alpinestars logo. Again, it's going to be kind of that hard to see flat black or dark gray color on top of the black, but again, I do like it because it's nice and subtle. You do have these 2 flaps here. What they do basically is cover up the pockets. So you've got a pocket on each side. They are going to be roughly the size of my hand. Do keep in mind that they don't have any other closures other than this flap. That's pretty much it for the back here. Again, very simple design. My only real complaint, just like I had on the jacket, is I did not see any reflective material back here. It would have been nice to have a nice reflective touch, but I do understand design choices or possibly budget choices, but again, I would have liked to seen that. I do like that additional safety with that low light and nighttime visibility. Overall, the C1 Air jacket and pants have comfort in mind, both from a warm weather perspective as well as in terms of weight and mobility. If you're looking for a lightweight, comfortable, and breathable setup for both urban riding and commuting, the C1 Air pants and jacket are definitely worth taking a look at. Alright, so that's going to be it for the C1 Air jacket and pants from Alpinestars. Be sure to visit Motorcyclegear.com. Hit us up in the comments down below or via phone or email, as we're always here to help you with your moto gear needs. Thank you all for watching. Till next time.